The algorithm might decide what goes viral, but it will never define what's vital. And if you're letting a man-made system determine your worth, your reach, and your calling, then maybe it's time to ask, what does God think about all of this? We live in a digital world where algorithms have become the gatekeepers of visibility, of value, and validation. They decide what gets seen, what gets ignored, and sometimes who gets forgotten. And if you're a creator, a truth teller, or just somebody trying to be authentic online, you probably felt that pressure. Maybe I need to be louder. Maybe I need to be a little more prettier. Maybe I need to have more controversy. What do I need to do to be more viral? But the algorithm doesn't have the final say over your assignment. God does. And he ain't impressed by your follow account or any likes that you get or anything like that. He looks at your faithfulness. So first, what is an algorithm? I'm like, who is Al and how he got rhythm? I mean, tell me all about this because I'm hearing a lot about it, but I don't know nothing about it. An algorithm is a system, a man-made system, a pattern of logic designed to sort, rank, and prioritize. It operates on data, trends, and assumptions. It's an invisible set of instructions that decides what's seen, what's prioritized, and what's buried. It's not neutral. It's influenced by data, patterns, assumptions, bias, and human input. It's used by platforms to deliver what they think you want, not always what you need. And what do you think God, who sees beyond data and trends, think about all of that? God doesn't need data to know your destiny. God doesn't operate on patterns, he breaks them. God does not follow algorithms, y'all. We so focused on trying to follow algorithms, but God don't even follow them. He don't focus on them. He writes destinies. God don't need formulas. He don't need performance. He don't rank people by popularity or platform. While the algorithm might evaluate what's flashy, trending, or loud, God evaluates what's faithful, consistent, and true. In fact, most of the people he chose in the Bible, y'all, would have never gone viral. Think about David. He wasn't trending. He wasn't even invited to the lineup. But God said, I see something deeper. Listen, in real life, I don't care if I get invited to the party. I ain't want to go no way. I didn't want to go in the first place, so I'm fine with that. And then if I do get invited to the party, I probably ain't going to come. So the joke's on you, not on me. And then if I do come, I probably didn't even want to go. So I'm going to figure out a way to leave and be gone. I'm not even going to stay long. So it don't even matter about all of that. But just think about Gideon in the Bible. He was too insecure. He wouldn't have went viral. What about Moses? Too slow. He said, I can't even speak. Esther, too quiet. She had no clout at all, just courage. Jesus himself said, don't tell anyone, y'all, after healing them. He wasn't like, hey, go tell everybody. Go tell everybody what I done did. Make sure you tell them all. I want everybody to know that I just healed somebody. He ain't do that. He said, don't tell nobody. He didn't want to be loud with his healing. None of them would have been picked by the algorithm, but they were picked by God. God doesn't operate based on what gets attention. He operates based on what fulfills assignment. Remember that. God knows algorithms are tools, but never masters, y'all. Algorithms can be used for good. They definitely can. They can help spread truth, light, encouragement, awareness. But when the tool becomes the God, listen to that, when the tool becomes the God, when it dictates your worth, your voice, timing, and identity. It becomes an idol. Do not get stuck on trying to figure out this algorithm stuff and watching videos and putting your focus on the algorithm. God sees the danger of that. The algorithm starts whispering, y'all. It definitely does. You didn't get enough views. This is what it's saying. And in my mind, you didn't get enough views, you ain't relevant. You better post what performs, not what's real. You only valuable if you viral. So you got to figure out how to go viral, because other than that, you ain't got no value. This is what the algorithm is whispering to me. But God, He whispers, you were valuable before anyone even saw you. Your worth isn't in your reach, it's in your obedience. Stay rooted in me, not in metrics. Y'all better listen. I'm telling you, God gave me this because I have been on such a mission trying to figure out this algorithm. And I started feeling like I started losing myself in the process of posting videos while trying to find myself. And I'm so focused on the algorithm. Guys, like, why are you focused on that? Why are you focused on the algorithm? You need to be focused on me. I told you to post this content. Let's look at it through a biblical perspective. Taking it to scripture, y'all. 1 Samuel 16:7 says, man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. That's the anti-algorithm right there. The world ranks what's visible, but God sees what's vital. Matthew 20:16 says, the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. God flips the algorithm upside down. You might be getting 2 views today, and listen, God say, no, you're going to have 2 million views. Whoever it was at the top, flip it over. God going to change that all the way around. Romans 12:2 says, do not conform to the pattern, y'all, the pattern of the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That hit hard, because it's like, my gosh, we try to figure out this pattern on social media. What's the pattern? How can we figure out this algorithm? It's like, do not do that. Don't shape your soul to fit what the system rewards. Ooh. Renew your mind and refocus on what matters. You can get lost trying to post on social media and post content because you're looking at other people and you're comparing yourself to them. I'm staying true and I'm staying real, but I'm not getting no views. So let me go ahead over here and copy this person and do what they doing so that I can get the traction that they got. You kind of want to fall into that trap and you have your own doubts and you think about that stuff. But I'm just like, it just pulls me back where I'm like, I cannot be fake. I cannot be fake. I cannot promote something that I'm not, that I wouldn't, have for myself, that I wouldn't do myself. I cannot be fake or phony or talk about something that I don't want to talk about. Like, you look at it and you're like, well, I can do the same thing that these people doing, but I don't want to do that. I cannot be fake. I want to be real. I got to be myself. So what does God think about algorithms? He does not demonize them at all. He's not impressed by them either. God's like, algorithm, smalgorithm. It don't even matter. But he does grieve when people lose themselves trying to feed the algorithm. He's concerned when voices shrink to fit in. And he's moved when somebody resists the pull for clout and stays rooted in purpose. He's looking for people who would choose substance over spotlight, obedience over applause, and calling over clicks. God said, the algorithm didn't choose you, but I did. This is where I got this message from, because I was struggling with trying to figure out, maybe I should do content about this. Maybe I should do content about that. But then I'm struggling because I want to do content. I want to do what God is telling me to do. I'm only posting what he's telling me to post. The algorithm looks at metrics. God looks at motives. The algorithm rewards performance while God honors purpose. The algorithm needs you to be loud, fast, and viral. But God speaks in a still, small voice, in slow seasons, and through hidden places. This is the spiritual truth. God doesn't scroll past what the world skips. He doesn't overlook the quiet, the broken, the unseen. He doesn't care about reach. He cares about impact. So when the algorithm ignores you, buries your post, or favors the fake, remember this: God doesn't need a platform to move through you. And purpose does not need promotion. It just needs obedience. God is not against the algorithm at all, but he is against you believing it has more power than he does. Let me tell you, he spoke this to me. So ask yourself, who's the master? The metrics or the mission? The algorithm or the author of your soul? Because God doesn't need a platform to position you. He doesn't need you to go viral to be vital. You don't need to go viral to be vital. You can be vital without going viral. And when the algorithm forgets you, he still remembers, he still sees, and he still calls. The algorithm is not evil, it's just a tool. A tool that some people, I'm not going to get into how it's worked. I don't even know. But when the tool starts shaping your identity, y'all, your message or your obedience to God, when it starts taking over and shaping you and controlling you, that's when it becomes a trap. So choose vital over viral. Choose purpose over popularity. Choose truth even if it doesn't trend. Because God doesn't need your content to go viral. He just needs it to be real, to be rooted, and sent by him. And trust me, what's from God will always outlive what's algorithm fed.